Good afternoon. I'm Rabbi Yosef Rosen with the Aish Center, and I want to begin a series on the fantastic adventures of Rabba Bar Bar Hannah, who was a Talmudic sage and whose adventures are recorded for us in the Talmud. And his stories take us overland, oversea, in marvelous adventures, most of which, by the way, are allegories and not to be taken literally. Nonetheless, our first story takes us to sea. And the rabbi is on a ship, and the captain, it seems, finds an island. And the island is a low island. It's full of grass, a nice sandy beach, and a good place to weigh anchor for the night. And so the ship weighs anchor, they moor, and the travelers disembark the ship and go ashore. And they find indeed there's sand, there's grass, and they set up camp on the beach. And of course they begin baking bread and making dinner, preparations which involve fire. Unbeknownst to them, that island is actually a sea monster. It's a giant fish which is on its belly. And our travelers find themselves building a fire, baking bread on the back of this creature. And upon feeling the heat of the fire, this creature shrugs off the rabbi and all the travelers, throwing them into the ocean. And the rabbi tells us that were their ship not docked, moored, anchored nearby, they all would have drowned. And this story is a metaphor, perhaps, probably. And one approach to it is that it speaks to the Jewish journey in exile. And that for the last 2,000 years, since our temple was destroyed, our temple in Jerusalem by the Romans, destroyed in about the year 70, Jews have been cast about the world, exiled here and there, east and west, as far east as China perhaps, as far west as Hawaii. The entire world over, we've been sent on an exile. And so often the pattern repeats itself, that we arrive, we irk our host country, and they kill us and or expel us over and over and over and over again everywhere we go. And no matter where we go, when we light that fire and our nation shrugs us off into the sea of exile, we find that we have waiting for us, docked for us, a ship, a getaway ship, a life raft. And that life raft is our Torah. And that no matter what happens to us, no matter how we are treated, no matter what goes on in our exile, we have with us the wherewithal to escape, to keep us buoyant in our exile. And that buoyancy, that getaway raft, that ship in the metaphor is our tradition. In that Judaism is not simply a club or an ethnicity or a country in the Middle East, but it's a tradition, it's a Torah, it's a mission in this world. And that is the ship which is waiting for the rabbi and his companions. No matter how bad it gets on the island, the ship is waiting for them. Nothing is sadder than a Jew who is enduring the torment and tribulations of exile, thrown off the island, as it were, and in the ocean about to drown, who he or she does not even know that he or she has a life raft, that there's a Torah waiting for them. And praiseworthy and happy are those Jews who know that waiting for them, no matter what, is a getaway ship, and that moored nearby, anchored very, very close by, within swimming distance, as it were, is our tradition, our Torah, and all that which makes Judaism Judaism. And that even in the worst of times, and even in the best of times, in America, where we're treated so well, and it's an amazing country, in both cases, we have waiting for us our tradition and all that which can keep us buoyant even when there's no storm. So hopefully we'll take advantage of this Shabbos and every opportunity possible to learn, to study, and to engage and live that truth, that life raft, our Holy Torah. Shabbat Shalom.